Hi, my name is Kendra Cheney, and I'm presenting my intercultural experience that I did for my intercultural communication class at San Diego Christian College. So for the event, I went with my husband to the Sacramento Chinese Culture Foundation 2016 General Membership Meeting and Wells Fargo Award Dinner. It was held at the Holiday Villa restaurant in South Sacramento on Sunday, February 21st. After getting there, we found out that it was the 15th day of Chinese New Year, and I was a little confused by this because I thought Chinese New Year was only one day. But I did a little bit of research after I got home and found out that Chinese New Year can be a very long event. So it can start 3 weeks before, and it can last 16 days after. So they start on New Year's Eve, counting day 1, and then going to day 16, which is the Lantern Festival. They get several days off as public holidays. Schools and universities can get even more days off. And 2016 is the year of the monkey, and it is a bad year to be born in, I found out. So it was interesting to find out a little bit more about Chinese New Year. At the event, the Sacramento Chinese Culture Foundation event, we were seated at a table with the principal of Davis High School and his wife and their Chinese language teacher named Ben. Also at the table was the leader of the Sierra Chinese School and her husband, and a couple that are SCCF general members named Judy and Patrick. So we found out that the SCCF was founded in 1986 as a way to promote Chinese culture in the Sacramento area. They also support and provide scholarships to Chinese schools and to Chinese students in the area. They're a nonprofit, and two of their biggest sponsors are Wells Fargo Bank and the UC Davis Confucius Institute. So the MC for the evening was Mayu Carlson. So she had explained this information about the SCCF, and I found out about her on their website that she has been the president of the SCCF since 2011, and that she has worked in the Asian community for over 14 years. She did talk about a few events that they're planning for the year, and then she introduced the 9 area schools that they were giving scholarships to. So those representatives went up, such as the principal from Davis High School and the leader of the Sierra Chinese School. After those awards and scholarships were given, she introduced the entertainment. One of the first was a girl that got up and recited from memory a Chinese poem known as the Ballad of Mulan, and we all know that story from the Disney movie, but it is an actual Confucianism story of virtue. And this girl, again, did it all from memory, and it was quite a long poem, and she did an excellent job. After the poem, there was singing and dancing, and I'll give you a little taste of some of the music we heard while I'm talking about that. So these children here sang some songs, and then the girls got up with baskets and did a dance to this song, and it's a song about picking mushrooms. They also performed a song about riding horses, so it looked like they were riding imaginary horses throughout the dance. And then to finish, they sing a song that is a popular New Year's song in China. So during this entertainment, I did have Ben next to me to explain things to me because I didn't have a program at the time of what the names of these songs and dances were. So it was good to have her next to me explaining. So after the entertainment, it was time to eat, and I wasn't sure exactly what to expect, but again, we had Ben and Judy with us, and they explained everything. So the family style dinner was served one dish at a time. Everyone at the table used chopsticks to eat except me. I did use a fork, so I do need to brush up on my chopstick skills. The dishes that we got that night were many different things. The cold jellyfish started out, and I did try it, and it was quite good. The other thing that was a little bit unusual was the squid. That was a hot dish, and again, it was good. The most interesting was the fried fish, and here's a picture that's similar to what we had that night. The whole fish came out like that, and we all took a little bit to eat. And Ben explained to me that eating fish at Chinese New Year is a very popular thing to do. It's very traditional because the word fish in Chinese sounds a lot like the word for surplus in Chinese. So it's considered good luck. You're going to have the surplus throughout the year. You're going to have more than enough if you eat some fish. And of course we had dessert. We had some sesame red bean balls and bean and sweet rice gelatin. Again, both of these I wasn't sure about because they had beans in them, but they were both very tasty. Lightly sweet. Ben said that she feels like American desserts are way too sweet, and I think I have to agree with her because these were just right. So having Ben next to me was nice because I learned a lot about her and a lot about Chinese culture and how it fits in with American culture. So she came to China just 7 years ago with her husband and her young son, and they now have a daughter. So she has a son and a daughter. She teaches the Chinese program at Davis High School. And I asked her about that. And I said, what is the hardest thing about teaching Chinese to American students? And she said it's not the writing, not the speaking. She said that's very easy to learn. She said the writing is hard because of the symbols being so different from the American alphabet. But she said that another thing that is very hard, and she expressed this several times throughout our conversation, that teaching the students the culture is very difficult. Teaching them why they say things the way they do, she finds very difficult. She said it's hard for them to understand why we do things the way we do, why we say things the way we do. And so it was nice to hear from her. She did talk about missing her family. They're so far away. She's only here with her husband and her kids, but her parents do come and visit for up to 6 months at a time. And she says it's just not even long enough. So the evening was winding down, and karaoke and dancing was beginning, and the dancing was a little bit different than I'm typically used to seeing with American style dancing, kind of more free form. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. They were all in a group, in lines, and they danced as a group. I'm not sure how they all knew the choreography, but that was the way they were dancing. It was quite nice to watch. Another thing that I noticed as the dancing and singing was going on is that one table near us all were standing up, and they had their cups out, and the one man at the table was pouring wine for all of them, and then pouring more, and they were drinking. And so I asked Ben, I said, "Oh, are they giving a toast?" And she said, "No." She said they're paying respect to their host by finishing all the wine. And she said something that I found a little funny, that in America you sip the wine, but we finish the wine. So, okay, that was interesting. Well, at this point it was getting late, and the dancing and the karaoke was just beginning, and the program was over. So my husband and I left, and we thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and the food was good. The conversation was even better. It was nice to be seated with the group that we were with, again, because Ben was able to explain to me about Chinese culture, about teaching culture to Americans, and then having the principal of the high school and the other leader of the Sierra Chinese School to explain things to us. And then Patrick and Judy were very kind to explain about the food and the program. So all in all, it was a good evening, and something I hope I can do again, and hope I can enjoy some other intercultural experiences soon. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.